Welcome back to Politically Animated. All right, folks, buckle up because Donald Trump just pulled out a list of the most ridiculous, brain-melting ways the government is spending your hard-earned tax dollars. And I promise, by the end of this video, you're either going to be laughing or packing your bags for a deserted island to escape the madness. Trump is out here like a reality TV host, reading off the most absurd government expenditures like he's doing a dramatic reading of a soap opera script. And honestly, I can't blame him, because this is straight up insanity. Let's start with the real banger, Social Security checks still going out to thousands of dead people over 100 years old. Bruh, people are out here pushing up daisies, but they're still cashing checks? The only thing these folks are collecting is cobwebs and headstone dust. But Uncle Sam is making sure their bank accounts are flourishing. Maybe Casper the friendly ghost is out here living large off your paycheck.
And, it's a very sad situation. Yeah, please.
In a court filing, the White House said that Elon Musk is not a DOJ employee and has no authority to make decisions. Can you clarify for us today?
Well, Elon Musk,
role is there?
yeah. Elon is, to me, a patriot. So, you could call him an employee, you could call him a consultant, you could call him whatever you want. But he's a patriot. I mean, look at the kind of things I just said. Just write it down, just in case that question got asked, right? And which I'm surprised it took so long, actually. But you know what? Ukraine's a bigger deal because people are dying by the thousands a week, thousands. But look at this, from 90 to 99, Social Security, 6,054,000 people. Well, that's okay. Maybe that's possible. 90 to 99, maybe it's possible. That's a lot of people, though, at that. But people that live to 100 to 109, 4,734,000. Wow, that's a lot. That means over 100 years old. They're 4 million people. I don't know too many. I know people that are doing great in their 90s, but not too many people over 100. But over 120, from 120 years old, people that are 120 years old up to 129, 3,472,000 people. Wow. That can't possibly be, because the record is like, I think it's one person, a woman, lived to 127, but they have 3,472. Okay, but now we're going really in. People from 130 years old to 139-year-old, 3,936,000. Wow. I wonder if people are getting paid with all this. I mean, are these checks, and that's what we're checking right now. People from 140 years old to 149 years old, 3,542,000, 140 years old and beyond. Now we're really going, because we're looking to break the record by 25 years. People from 150 years old to 159 years old, 1,345,000. These are by the way, these are in the computer files. This is what they do well. They're super. I asked Elon, who are these Doge people? He said they're super brilliant computer people and they love the country. It's simple. Wait a minute. People from 160 years old to 169 years, 121,000. So 160-year-old people. 170 to 179,000, 6,087. But now, let's go into the real numbers. From 200 to...
Imagine calling Social Security like, hey, my grandma died in 1983, but she just bought a flat screen TV. At this point, we should just start sending checks directly to haunted houses, for historical preservation or whatever. But wait, it gets worse. Your money isn't just funding the ghost economy. No. The government is out here living its best life, playing Monopoly with your tax dollars. $500,000 to study shrimp running on a treadmill. Because obviously, cardio crustaceans are a top national priority. $1.3 million to study how farm equipment reacts to being hit by lightning. Because farmers were just dying to know what happens if Zeus gets mad at their John Deere. $28 million to forest rangers to teach Filipino youth how to skateboard. Because when I think of critical global issues, my first thought is, but what if kids in Manila can't land a kickflip? $3 million on watching hamsters fight on steroids. No, I'm not joking. The government is basically running an underground hamster fight club. First rule of Hamster Fight Club: don't talk about Hamster Fight Club. And Trump is just standing there reading this list like he's hosting an episode of America's Dumbest Spending Habits.
From 200 to 209 years old, 879 people. From 210 years old, I haven't met any of them. And if I did, I would bless them. I would worship the ground they walk on. 210 to 219 years, 866. From 220 years old to 229 years old, 1,039. And then you have two people, from 240 years old to 249 years old, one person. And there's one person that's 360 years old. That's just that. And then, where's the money being spent, right? Let's go into that for just a second. $520 million for a consultant on the environment. It's called Environmental, Social, and Governance Investments in Africa, and mobilize private sector resources. $520 million. Somebody got $520 million for an environmental, sounds like an environmental study. I've always been one that paid a lot of money for my environmental studies, but I paid like $50,000, not $520 million. $520 million for ESG. $25 million to promote biodiversity, conservation, and promote licit livelihoods by developing socially responsible behavior in the country of Colombia. Well, it's nice, $25 million to go into Colombia for something that nobody ever heard of. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. $40 million. $42 million for Johns Hopkins, great place, to research and drive social and behavior change in Uganda. $42 million. What about us? What about social change in our country? $70 million for a center at Purdue to research university-sourced, evidence-based solutions to developmental challenges. I mean, these are massive numbers on things that nobody ever heard about. $10 million for Mozambique voluntary medical male circumcisions. $10 million for circumcisions in another country. $9.7 million for UC Berkeley to develop a cohort of Cambodian youth with enterprise-driven skills. In other words, let's teach them something about enterprise. What about our people? Can't we teach them about enterprise? $2.3 million for strengthening independent voices in Cambodia. $32 million to the Prague Civil Society Center, which is a very liberal group of people.
And the best part? When people ask politicians why this is happening, they hit us with the classic, we need more funding to investigate the funding. Oh, cool. So we need to spend more money to figure out why we're wasting money. That makes total sense. Oh, and speaking of oopsies, remember that $6.2 billion the Pentagon just kinda lost? Yeah, just vanished into thin air. I lose my keys sometimes, but these guys lose enough money to buy a small country. The government's bookkeeping skills are worse than your friend who never pays you back for pizza. Meanwhile, you're out here grinding, paying taxes, wondering why your paycheck looks like it got mugged. And it turns out your money is funding woke climate poetry and gender studies for pigeons. So yeah, next time you see your paycheck get wrecked by taxes, just remember somewhere, a hamster on steroids is training for the Olympics. A dead guy in Florida is still cashing Social Security checks, and a shrimp is setting a new personal best on a tiny treadmill. America, baby! Land of the free, home of the completely broke. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment below. See you on the next one.